Hello and welcome everyone, Lionheart here, and today I thought I'd make a short overview and impressions video, my initial impressions that is, of Total War Battles Kingdom, which is Creative Assembly's latest mobile game, which aims to build on the success of their 2012 title, Total War Battles Shogun, which I played a fair bit of. I really enjoyed it, and I was quite excited when they announced this one. I didn't really play it too much when it came out on PC ages ago now as a beta, so I would assume get more people to kind of test it and help shape the game's development as it was coming along. But for me, I wasn't really interested in playing it a huge amount there or making any videos on it, because for me this is very much a mobile game, and it's something I want to jump on, on the train and play for 10-15 minutes, or chill in front of the TV and have it on my tablet and play some then, or in bed. It isn't something I want to sit down at my desk and play on my PC. So I haven't got too far, so you'll see some footage that I've recorded from my Nvidia Shield tablet. I've also been testing it out on my Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge and my iPad Air 2nd generation as well, and it's worked fine across all of those platforms. It's done well. It's out for PC, Mac, iOS and Android. For Android as well, I should mention that you actually have a graphical options setting in the game. You can actually scale from like very high down to low, which is useful obviously for iOS. I think it's the same graphic settings throughout because there's far fewer products that runs on. But for Android, where there's hundreds of different devices running it, that's a nice little addition that they've included there, so it scales quite nicely. So yeah, let me know your own thoughts if you've you've been trying it on an Android device. How's it been running for you? But yeah, I thought I'd take a look at it. I haven't got that very far into kind of really establishing and building up my kingdom, so I may well do another video in a couple of weeks' time where I've got a bit further and give you kind of some more thoughts and impressions of what I'm seeing so far. But I'll kind of give you guys a general overview of what the game's about if you haven't heard about it before, or if you're wondering what it is, what it does, what it's about, and then yeah, give you some impressions at the end and leave it there for now. But if you want to see any extra content of Kingdom, then let me know down below. Obviously as well, if you're playing Kingdom, feel free to share your thoughts and your own impressions so far. If you think there's any improvements that could be made, feel free to share them. And also, if you've got any tips or advice for new players such as myself, and if you see anything in the gameplay that I show in the footage and go, Lionheart, you really should not have done that, or you should do it this way, do let me know. I'm always open to that. And my kingdom probably needs it. The peasants are probably tired of waking up to yet another dam being burst, with water flooding around their ankles into their houses and stuff. And on that note, I should say there's links in the description. Do go check them out, because it takes you to an FAQ guide for Kingdom, which lets you know loads of information about it. And I've actually taken some of that information, which I'll be reading out in a moment. But they've also got there's also a link to their dev blog, which talks about flooding and water. And because in this game, part of one of the kind of cool features about it is that you can actually manipulate the landscape around you, and you can change the flow of rivers and where the water goes. But that does have some consequences if you're, like me, a poor water management planner and build your dams in the wrong place or don't reinforce them properly. And then there's wet peasants everywhere, and no one wants wet peasants. So, Total War Battles Kingdom, what the bloody hell is it? Well, as I said, it's Creative Assembly's new mobile title, though it is obviously available on PC and Mac, as well as Android and iOS. Came out yesterday. So far on the Play Store, it says it's got over 10,000 downloads, which I think is pretty darn good. I don't know how often that stat refreshes. It's been like that for a while, so it'll be interesting to see how many players jump into it. It is a free-to-play title, and I'll talk about whether or not it's pay-to-win later on. But in essence, Total War Battles Kingdom, from Creative Assembly's blog and FAQ, Kingdom draws from the heritage of the Total War series, but is designed from the ground up with mobility, cross-platform functionality, and dip-in, dip-out gameplay in mind. Like Total War Battles Shogun, it aims to forge its own path as part of the Battles series of games developed by the studio's digital team, with a mixture of building and fighting. By making the game more accessible and bringing Kingdom to multiple platforms, you can play in a persistent historical world anywhere, at your desk, one in front of the TV, or on the go. And for me, playing this on the go is kind of the big selling point of this. This is the game that, when it did come out on PC, I was actually desperate for it to come out on my tablet and phone, because I wanted to go out and be playing it on the go. and I'm glad now that it is out I can do that, because I've been enjoying it quite a lot. So Kingdom is an online persistent world strategy game where players can access the same individual home kingdom across all the various platforms it supports: PC, Mac, tablets and phones, Android, iOS. Again, made by the same team, the digital team that made Battle Shogun, which I don't know if I made a video about that actually on my channel. I can't remember if I did, but that was a single player game. It had local versus where you could, two of you on a tablet, choose an end of the tablet and control units from, which was good fun. But this has expanded into a very, much online experience. It's set in the 10th century, and you're looking to step out of the ruins of a kingdom and rebuild and restore your lands, recruit an army, and eventually apparently even contest the throne, which sounds pretty darn good. I haven't even got to that stage yet. I'm still probably in the very basic, trying not to flood everything and build up my peasants so that they're kind of efficient at collecting things. So it combines realm building with large-scale battles, although kind of note annotation to say that obviously there aren't the same large-scale battles you get in a PC Total War title. I think you can have a maximum of 9 units versus 9. So 18 units. That's it's still a pretty it's a reasonable engagement. I don't think there's other games that really have that kind of scale to them in terms of battles and fighting, because there's obviously lots of little units within each individual unit of spearmen, so or archers or what have you. So yeah, it's you still get a sense of those Total War-esque battles, but it's in a very much mobile setting. So yes, let's take a look at some of the key features of Kingdom as well. Obviously, as I kind of talked about it already, but building your realm, as you play the game, you'll progressively expand and move out into other kind of areas around the map, and there's bits to explore and challenges to overcome with all of that. So as you explore, conquer, and then shape the lands to transform the wilderness into a powerful and productive realm, you can build castles, cut down forests, build roads, bridges, and as I've already mentioned, attempt to change the course of rivers, but make sure you build plenty of dams, because yeah. I wish I'd actually recorded some gameplay from when I woke up this morning, because there was a lot of flooding. There was a lot of soggy peasants. Obviously, battles are a very big part of it, and you've got that kind of dual element to the game. Building up your realm, gathering resources, and waiting for them to be harvested or produced, or using in-game currency to speed that up. And then there's battling, and there's two parts of that: kind of the PvE element to it, where you've got missions and battle quests, and there's dueling, which I've actually just unlocked, where it's the PvP mode where you can play against other players that have got the game with their own armies. So if you kind of liked Shogun 2's Avatar Conquest mode, where you could kind of customize your army layout, you might like some of the elements that are in this, because as you fight battles with your troops, you can unlock abilities for them. There's also kind of power-ups, as it were, in battle. So there's one of them, for instance, I don't know if it's called Deadeye or Bullseye, but it increases the accuracy of your archers for a brief moment of time, and increase the swordsman's attack for 10 seconds or something like that. Little buffs and bonuses. But as you rank up your units and they gain experience, you can improve their melee attack, their range attack, and things like that. So that's pretty cool. And again, yeah, going to that dual aspect of the game against other real players, actual people, then you'll be taking your own personal army with you. So also kind of, for those that have played Battle Shogun, just briefly talking about some of the changes from that, because it's been, like 4 years since Battle Shogun, or like 3.5-ish. Obviously the realm building, it's a lot more. It was like, obviously it's still hex based and things like that, but it's a lot bigger and less restrictive from what you could do in Battle Shogun. And as they say on their blog, it allows for deeper and much more engaging economic simulation that runs in real time on the game's server, rather than a single player mission, as it were. The battle mode So some might recognise the lane-based Bushido Co tactical gameplay from Total War Battle Shogun, but the battles in Total War Battles Kingdom, they're larger. There's obviously, as I said, more units, with probably hundreds of men clashing on the battlefield together, and there's greater emphasis placed on the timing of charges, and that's a cool little feature of the game. As troops are running towards, you have to tap at the right time to build up the charge to get that bonus. And again, as I mentioned, there's special abilities and upgrades for your units as you play. So, as Battles Kingdom is a free-to-play game, I have seen a lot of people asking or simply stating that it's a pay-to-win game, mobile title. However, from my own experience and from what CA have outlined, and then I've kind of gone into the game to see, you know, whether that's true or not, it's really not the case that it is a pay-to-win game. I mean, I think if it needs a label, if people need to give it a label, because obviously you can spend money to get gold, which I guess would be considered the premium currency of the game, it's more a pay-to-progress game, because, you know, you'll be harvesting a field and it'll say it will take 5 hours to produce the resource from this. Now, you can pay something like 1 gold to speed that up, or 2 gold, or whatever it is, or you can wait the 5 hours. Now, that in itself, I don't have an issue. That's not a problem. I don't think that people would do, because, you know, that's your choice to spend the gold or you know, wait that time. That's the type of game it is. But obviously some people will say, well, it's how you can get that gold. And if you weren't able to get the gold in the game itself by just playing it and doing events and missions and things, then I would agree and say that it would be pay to win. But again, from CA's FAQ, and again this is from my own experience, you will actually get regular daily tribute, which gives you a small amount of gold. All the units, equipment, and bonuses that determine the strength of an army can be earned through playing the game. Your blacksmiths are capable of crafting these using resources that you collect in your realm. And if you've got a strong economy, you can obtain the most competitive army without spending any gold anyway. So I would say pay to progress is probably the correct label, because you can just wait and eventually you'll get the gold, or you can, you know, buy it and choose to progress early and use that gold that way. But there's no, and I've got to admit as well, playing the game, there's not been a single pop-up that I've seen or anything like that saying buy gold now or bonus sale or anything like that. So, you know, I haven't even really looked at the gold menu, and probably pop it up now so you guys can see it, but it hasn't been intrusive, and, you know, I haven't had any need to actually buy any gold so far. And I think in duels as well, you can win gold that way. So, because there's so many alternatives besides just hitting buy now to get gold, sure, you may not get the same amount, but you can still get access to gold by playing the game. So, I mean, to me, that doesn't sound like a pay-to-win game, because you can get that premium currency that you can spend on bonuses and stuff by just playing the game yourself. I would say pay to progress is what it will allow you to do, because it will just allow you access to those things sooner. So I guess kind of final impressions for now of, you know, my gameplay that I've had so far. I'm enjoying Kingdom, and I'm glad that I waited for it to come out on Android and iOS so I could play it on my phone and my tablet. Because this is the sort of game that I'll jump into for 10-15 minutes at a time while commuting or waiting for a video to render. You know, you can obviously play for longer. 10-15 minutes isn't the lifespan of a gaming session on Kingdom at all, because there's loads of battles and stuff, missions and quests, and plus you can duel loads of other players. You'll just have to wait for your troops to heal after a battle, which I think, from what my basic troops take like maximum like 4 minutes to kind of heal after a battle. I guess the better troops in the game will take longer, but you can obviously pay gold if you want to, if you have that gold, if you've got your daily tribute or if you've bought it. So you can do that if you want to heal your troops instantly, or as I said, you can just wait. You just, you know, it's up to you. The ability to shape the land around you, I really like that feature, and I think it's quite impressive. And I spent a fair bit of time with kind of trial and error, working out the best way to deal with flooding. And as I've already mentioned, do check out Creative Assembly's developer blog where they talk about flooding and water management, because it's very helpful. Can certainly help you deal with the issues that flooding will cause you, and well, you'll be able to prevent those from happening. I may have spent probably more time tweaking the height of land, building dams, and mining deeper into the land than fighting so far. But it's been fun, and the option to customize the landscape has been, you know, a good solid feature, I think, so far. I wouldn't mind kind of a few more tooltips or an easily accessible kind of in-game guide or menu where I could quickly check through what some stuff mean. I mean, some buildings and stuff you can hit the plus button on the tooltip and it will give you some information, but sometimes the little tutorial bits, I may have missed them, or kind of want to check them out again and just refresh myself with that. It'd be great if there was a way in-game to kind of check all that. I'm sure probably Creative Assembly are putting together a guide of sorts, perhaps on the forums or something. I'm sure there's a wealth of information there, but it'd be great if there was a way to access that in-game as such. Almost, I guess, like their encyclopedia system for Rome 2 and Attila. But for the most part, when you start the game, the actual tutorial that you're playing at the start, and it kind of is kind of heavily, you know, build that there now, please, and you go and do that, and then it lets you progress, sort of thing. That falls away quite quickly as you play, and it allows you just to do whatever you want. But I wouldn't mind a few more bits where it dived in and just went, hey, you can do this, this, and this. Here's how you can do that. Want to learn more, sort of thing. But yeah, it doesn't hold your hand for too long, but I think it holds it for just enough at the start to get you going. And it does pop up at various points when you unlock new ranks, and you know, there's new buildings to try out, and it will let you know what those buildings do and how they can be important, and new units and things like that. So besides the realm management portion of the game, obviously there's battles, which, as I mentioned, has come a long way from Battle Shogun. It's obviously not the scale of a main PC Total War, but then I wasn't expecting it to. I wasn't expecting to be able to play, you know, 20 versus 20 stack battles on a mobile or a tablet. But the battles that they've got are, you know, very engaging. They're good fun. The timing of charges and the use of abilities, and if you do want to invest in battle support bonuses at the start of a battle, you know, it's interesting to see how that can all change, you know, the outcome of a battle, and you know, pinging off those abilities and things at the right time and getting those charges, and also moving your units around on the battlefield so that they fight kind of the best units possible that they can go up against, and taunting other units to draw them into their lane. It all comes together quite nicely, and it's good fun. As I said, I've just unlocked Duels, which allows you to battle against other players and makes up the PvP element of Kingdom. And at this time it looks like a pretty good fun mode. I've lost a couple of times because I probably need to upgrade my troops, but going forward it looks like a good fun mode. And also it seems like they might be having a campaign mode, which I think is meant to be like a PvP campaign mode, where potentially you might be able to go in and siege other players or something like that. Something along the lines. They haven't been clear about that, and it's just in the game as an option, as a box, but it's kind of greyed out. But I look forward to see how that develops as future content, and I'll certainly make another video and give my thoughts on that when that kind of comes out. So that's kind of pretty much it for my initial impressions of the game, because it's more kind of, I guess, establishing what the game is, and you know, as I've had, you know, limited hands-on time because I've kind of restricted myself to just playing it on my tablets, because that's where I feel I'll get the best experience for this game. You know, I haven't had a huge amount of time, but I've enjoyed it so far. It's not a full Total War PC title, but you know, as I keep saying, it's not what I expected it to be, and it's actually not what I wanted it to be, because I enjoyed Battle Shogun, and I have been waiting for a while to see what their next entry into that series would be for mobile titles, and it's good fun. So, I mean, it satisfies my mobile gaming itch 3 or 4 times a day, if not more, you know, in short 10-15 minute bursts, or slightly longer if all the bloody dams are broken and my castles are flooded and there's soggy peasants everywhere. But I look forward to playing more of the game and see what else I can find as I continue playing. With that in mind, I'll aim to make a follow-up impressions video based on what I've what I've come across and found out when I get more stuck into the game, when I've played for another couple of weeks and you know, ranked up a bit more. And if there's any additional kind of content you'd like to see me make for Total War Battles Kingdom, then let me know in the comment section. Feel free to share your thoughts, especially if you've played the game already. How are you finding it? What are you know, what do you like about it? What don't you like? What would you like to see improved? And if you haven't tried it out yet, it is obviously free to play, and you know, you can get it from App Store for Google or for iOS, or you can get it on PC for free or Mac through Steam. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching. So don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Take pride and join the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, XMG, Greenman Gaming and GT Omega Racing. Until next time, ciao for now.